Have you ever had that gut feeling that someone is lying to you? Maybe a friend, a coworker, or even someone you trust, and you just know something isn't right, but you can't quite put your finger on why. What if I told you there are 20 hidden signs that can reveal the truth? In today's video, I'm going to show you how to spot when someone's not being honest, whether they're telling you a white lie or hiding something bigger. Now, I'm not talking about just the obvious stuff like crossing their arms or avoiding eye contact. Though, yes, those are part of it. We're diving deep into the subtle behaviors, the micro-expressions, and the tricks your brain picks up on without you even realizing it. I'm going to teach you how to read between the lines and uncover the hidden truth in any conversation. So, if you've ever wondered how to tell if someone's lying to you, or if you just want to sharpen your lie radar for the future, keep watching. You won't want to miss these 20 signs. Let's get started. Sign 1. Inconsistent stories. Lying often causes a person to become confused about the details they've already shared. If someone tells you two versions of the same story, that's a red flag. A liar may change their account depending on who they're talking to, or they may make up details that don't match earlier ones. Pay close attention to any discrepancies and don't be afraid to call them out. Example: if someone says they were at a party last night but then later mentions they spent the night alone at home, they're probably lying. Sign 2. Too much detail. Sometimes people who are lying overcompensate by adding unnecessary details. It's like they're trying to make the lie sound more believable. If someone gives an excessive amount of detail that doesn't add anything to the story, it might be a sign they're fabricating the truth. Example: a person might describe the color of every item in a room just to make their story seem more realistic when in reality the details are irrelevant. Sign 3. Body language, avoiding eye contact. One of the most common signs of lying is avoiding eye contact. While some people might not make eye contact because of nerves, those who are lying may actively look away or even stare too intensely to avoid being caught. Their body language becomes tense and they might avoid facing you directly. Example: if a person looks around the room or shifts their eyes quickly when asked a direct question, they might be hiding something. Sign 4. Overuse of filler words. When someone is lying, they often try to fill the silence with unnecessary words to buy themselves more time to think of a plausible answer. These filler words include phrases like "to be honest," "you know," or "trust me." This verbal hesitation shows they're not sure of their response and might be making it up as they go. Example: "I swear, to be honest, I didn't do anything last night, you know?" This phrase might raise suspicion. Sign 5. Nodding while speaking. Some liars will nod their head as they speak to create the illusion of truthfulness. The action of nodding usually happens unconsciously when someone is trying to convince you of something. It's a sign that they're trying to affirm their own lies. Example: "I did not break the vase." While saying this, they might nod their head repeatedly, signaling a sense of uncertainty despite the outward claim. Sign 6. Unnecessary defensiveness. When someone is lying, they may become overly defensive, even when no accusation has been made. They may respond to simple questions with anger or hostility, as if trying to defend themselves from a crime they didn't commit. This is an attempt to deflect suspicion and put you on the defensive. Example: "Why are you questioning me so much? I didn't do anything wrong." Sign 7. Changes in speech patterns. Liars often change their normal speech patterns. For instance, they may speak more slowly, like they're thinking carefully about their words, or speed up as if trying to get the lie out faster. They may also stutter or use a higher pitch than normal, which is a sign they're under stress. Example: if someone normally speaks clearly and now starts stumbling or hesitating over their words, something might not be adding up. Sign 8. Micro-expressions. Micro-expressions are involuntary facial expressions that occur in less than a second. They can reveal emotions that a person is trying to hide, such as guilt or shame. Watch out for brief flashes of anger, disgust, or fear that flicker across someone's face before they try to compose themselves. Example: a person may smile and say they're fine, but you might catch a split second of fear or anxiety on their face. Sign 9. Avoiding direct answers. Liars will often avoid directly answering questions. Instead of giving a simple yes or no, they'll use vague language or redirect the conversation to something else. This is a tactic to avoid committing to a response that could later be used against them. Example: if you ask, "Did you finish your project?" and the response is, "Well, I was really busy and there were so many things going on," this is a diversion. Sign 10. Sweating or excessive nervousness. Lying is stressful and the body reacts in various ways. Sweating, shaking, or fidgeting are all signs of nervousness. Someone who is lying may be trying to stay calm, but their body will reveal the truth. Example: someone might be sweating even though the room temperature is comfortable, or their hands may tremble when they try to cover up a lie. Sign 11. Too much confidence. A person who is lying may display an exaggerated sense of confidence in their story. When people lie, they often try to overcompensate by acting overly sure of themselves. They might be extra convincing, as if their certainty will make their story seem more believable. However, this false confidence can come off as suspicious because real confidence in truth usually comes naturally without needing to overdo it. Example: a person who claims, "I did not break the vase," while standing very tall and speaking in an overly firm voice, might be trying to mask the truth with their exaggerated confidence. Sign 12. Over-emotional reactions. Lying can evoke a lot of emotional strain. When someone is lying, they might become overly emotional as a means of diverting attention from the actual lie. They might burst into tears, get defensive, or become excessively angry, not necessarily because of what you're accusing them of, but because they're trying to manipulate your emotional response to avoid suspicion. Example: a person might start crying while denying involvement in an issue, even though their emotions seem exaggerated for the situation at hand. Sign 13. Timing of the response. When a person lies, their response often takes longer than usual. They might pause to think about what to say next or carefully craft their answer. This delay is a result of the mental effort required to fabricate a story. A quick response might feel natural, but when someone has to carefully choose their words, it's a potential red flag. Example: if you ask someone a simple question like, "Did you go to the store yesterday?" and they take several seconds or more to answer, it might indicate that they're fabricating their response. Sign 14. Contradictory body language. While the person is speaking, their body language might contradict what they are saying. For example, a liar might say, "I'm not upset," while their arms are crossed tightly or they're avoiding eye contact. These physical cues show that their body is telling a different story than their words. The discrepancy between verbal and nonverbal cues is a strong sign that something isn't quite right. Example: a person might smile while telling a lie but show nervous gestures like tapping their fingers or shifting their weight, signaling discomfort with their untruth. Sign 15. Over-explaining. Liars often feel the need to explain themselves in great detail to make their lie sound more credible. They go into unnecessary explanations or provide too much context, hoping that the extra information will convince you of their truthfulness. But in reality, the more someone talks about a lie, the more likely they are to trip themselves up. Example: if someone says, "I was late because I had to drive through a huge traffic jam which was caused by construction, and the GPS rerouted me, and then the lights were red for too long," they might be fabricating a story to cover their tracks. Sign 16. Blinking or eye movements. When a person is lying, they may exhibit noticeable changes in their eye movements, such as blinking rapidly or avoiding eye contact altogether. This happens because they're under stress. Stress causes the body to react in various ways, and the eyes are particularly sensitive. Excessive blinking or unusual eye movement patterns can be a red flag that someone is being less than truthful. Example: if you're talking to someone and notice they blink a lot, especially during specific parts of the conversation, their body might be giving away their stress over telling the truth. Sign 17. Unnatural silence. While some people who are lying try to over-explain, others might go completely silent when asked a difficult question. The person might hesitate to respond or remain unusually quiet. This silence isn't just because they don't know how to respond. It's because they're trying to think of the best way to lie without getting caught. Example: you ask a person, "Did you see the email I sent?" and they freeze up, avoiding eye contact and pausing longer than normal before responding. This could indicate that they don't want to admit they didn't see it, or that they're hiding something. Sign 18. Use of qualifiers. When someone is lying, they might use qualifiers like "honestly," "to be honest," "I swear," or "believe me" to try to convince you of their honesty. These words are often used when the person feels that their word alone won't be enough to establish credibility, so they rely on emotional appeals to support their claims. Example: "I swear I didn't take your book." "Honestly, I would never do that." These words might sound convincing, but they can also signal that the person is trying to convince themselves as much as they're trying to convince you. Sign 19. Changing subject quickly. When people lie, they often feel the need to divert attention away from their untruths. They do this by quickly changing the subject or steering the conversation in a completely different direction. This is a tactic used to avoid having to answer a tough question or deal with the consequences of being caught in a lie. Example: you ask, "Where were you last night?" and the person immediately responds, "Oh, by the way, have you seen the new movie that just came out?" It's amazing. Sign 20, gut feeling or intuition. Sometimes your instincts are the best lie detector. If something feels off or doesn't add up, trust that gut feeling. Often, we pick up on subtle cues that our conscious mind might not fully register. If you feel that someone is lying, it's likely because their behavior or words aren't lining up with the truth. Example, you have a strong sense that something isn't right, even if the person is giving you all the right answers. Trusting your intuition can be one of the most accurate ways to detect deception. Congratulations! You've just learned 20 signs that could indicate someone is lying to you. By paying attention to body language, speech patterns, inconsistencies, and your gut instincts, you'll be much better at spotting deception. Just remember though that these signs aren't foolproof. Sometimes, people exhibit these behaviors for reasons other than lying, like nervousness or stress. But when several signs line up, that's when you should start being more cautious. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. And as always, don't forget to subscribe for more videos like this one. Have you ever caught someone in a lie? What signs did you notice? Drop a comment below. I'd love to hear your stories. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next video.